Time for our daily edition of Litter Media Live for the Wednesday version, November 12th of 2025. Good morning. I'm Dan Ramey, and Mike Smith is in a dentist chair right now. Well, I'm sorry, we're supposed to say on assignment.
Yes, he is on assignment.
He was assigned to a dentist chair, but we also have with us Aaron Glandon as well here on Litter Media Live, a.k.a. Mr. Hand 2. Coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at what's making news for us. We'll also chat about sports and this date in history, which is an important date. Details are coming up shortly. But first, let's look at the forecast for you. We're dealing with some sunshine today, which is good, and it's a little warmer as well. Our high temperatures today reaching near 50 degrees, back up to the low 50s tomorrow. And then on Friday, we'll have a high of about 57 degrees. Some cloud cover coming in towards game time for Friday night. We're understanding there might be a chance of some shower activity this Friday as well. If you're going to a playoff game, both London, where Jackson is playing, and New Lexington, where the Shermans are playing, both of those facilities have turf fields. So you won't have to worry about mud and all that kind of stuff.
That's good.
You'll just have the little rubber thingy sticking to you.
And that does happen.
It collects in your shoes, and just if you're walking the sideline like we do for our job, next thing you know, you're wondering, where did all these little droppings from mice come from? It's the stuff in your shoes, and so I always have to empty my shoes out when I get home. All right, did you see it last night? It was a wonderful show of the Aurora Borealis. Talking about the Northern Lights. Thank you to some of my Facebook friends here, Jill Rockhold Haller, also Tim Brooks. Now, Tim takes a lot of astronomical type photos.
Yeah.
And I could say that. He does a lot of outer space work, and he's right here in Chillicothe. But he bought a new lens the other day. So some of these pictures are up here. I got a message from my son, and he said, hey, have you looked outside? And I'm like, well, last time we heard about the Northern Lights, I couldn't see a thing.
Right.
And they say that your smartphone will pick up these and enhance them. So I looked out the back door. We have a security light, so I couldn't see anything. Went out the front door and held up my phone, and boom, that's what I saw. I could see it faintly by the naked eye. But then when I'm just holding my phone up going, okay, let's see what they're doing. Holy cow, look at that. It was amazing. So if you've got some photos, please feel free to share those on our Facebook page. Put them in the comments right down below us here on this edition of Litter Media Live. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll get you caught up to date with news. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They are your trusted comfort advisor. They've been doing this for almost 5 decades. If you have an issue with any of these concerns in your home, heating, cooling, or plumbing, or your business, or maybe you're building a new home or starting a new business, they do a lot of commercial work as well. And if you're building a new home, why not start off right with Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing? Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website at littermedia.com. And it takes you to their website. That's AccurateHVAC.com.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world. With multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary.
Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
If you're looking for beneficial news that you can use, it's not a lot of cop shop stuff and all that kind of the tough news, the rough news, it bleeds and leads news. We don't do that here with Litter Media, but you can go to our main source for news, and that's littermedia.com.
Yes, and you can find nearly everything we do there, including our social media pages. We have links to our X, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and Litter Media Radio, all in the upper right-hand corner there for you to find.
Mm-hmm. At the top of our news yesterday, of course, was Veterans Day, and we were out and about to a couple of ceremonies. I went to Huntington, and you made your way out to Southeastern. We'll hear about that in just a moment, but this is part of their parade of flags that they do, and the middle school kids. This is a project of Jeff McGill's. He's the 8th grade American history teacher at Huntington Schools and gets these kids involved. A lot of veterans were there, as expected for something like this. And this young lady here, Lydia Welch, she was promoted yesterday prior to the assembly. And she signed up with the Ohio Army National Guard. She went through basic training, and she's still in school.
Wow.
She told me I'm taking classes online, but she is currently in the Ohio Army National Guard. Congratulations to Lydia. You can see my interview with her at littermedia.com and on our Facebook page, as well as our YouTube channel.
And now you're seeing footage from some of Southeastern's Veterans Day ceremony, which you can find in full on our YouTube channel. This is a performance from the Southeastern Symphonic Band and the Southeastern Concert Choir, which was a really good performance. And I encourage you to check out that video just for everything that Southeastern did. There's another segment they did, 2 students, and I don't remember their names because I don't have the program with me, but they did a rendition of Traveling Soldier by the Dixie Chicks, now known as the Chicks, I guess. And it's worth a watch just for that alone.
That's
Really,
been true
really
right there.
Powerful performance. No, it's not.
It's not?
I think Nick
you're
something.
Right. You're right. Forgive me. He was with Ben True's band for a while.
Possibly.
And I know his wife. And I can't think of his name right now. I apologize. This is my favorite part, when they pass along the microphone and have the veterans talk about their days in service. I know they do that at Adena. Didn't do it at Huntington, but the Huntington version they treat as an educational moment and talking about the history of the military and that sort of thing.
Right.
So last year's assembly was focused on the Vietnam War, because it was the 75th anniversary of the war.
Yeah.
And it was really unique how they brought all that together. So you can find all this information on our YouTube channel. And also, Unioto had their Veterans Day event yesterday. And the kids at the UHS Media Group, a lot of students, a lot of cameras in their hands. They did a nice display of what happened there. Same for Taze Valley. You can find some of those on our Facebook page as well. We were supposed to have Asti Powell with us today from the Paper City Mentoring Project. She let me know last night we need to reschedule. So unfortunately, if you were looking for that Litter Media Live that we promoted yesterday, her daughter's sick. So that's part of being a mom, and it's part of what we do. So we wish her daughter well, and mom too, thinking about you as well.
The Ross County emerged as the overall state winner in the Fight Hunger Stock the Trailer competition, contributing 122,640 pounds of food collected by the Brookside Church and the Good Samaritan Food Pantry. More than 400,000 pounds of food was donated statewide.
It's what, about 6.5 tons just by Brookside?
Something like that.
I can't. 2,000 pounds.
I can't do math right now.
Yeah, so 122,000 pounds of food. That's pretty cool. Brookside. That's one of the churches in my denomination, 3CU. Chillicothe Jaycees have their special Santa ornaments ready. You pick up locations are Homeland Credit Union, Vinton County National Bank, and Buckeye State Bank. They can communicate via Facebook if you're unable to make it to a pickup spot. Locations are listed right here that you see, and ornaments, those are available as early as today. And they ask that you consider helping a child in need this Christmas. And if you have questions, you can ask any JC member. You can contact them at 513-268-6584 if you have any questions. Those gifts are due by December 1st of 2025. One of my former colleagues, the real Bob Neal, reached out to me yesterday, and he was asking about this. He said, have you heard anything about Special Santa? Because he was a member of the JCs, and he's now retired. And I said, you know what? I'm not sure. So I texted Mike, and he says, I've got this ready for the show tomorrow.
There we go.
So I messaged Bob real quick, and I said, funny, now that you mentioned it, we have this to share. So if you can help out with the Special Santa program to help the Chillicothe Jaycees, please do so.
Absolutely. Chillicothe Historic Inc. will conduct a meeting at the Ross County Historical Center on November 19th at 6:30 p.m. concerning future plans for the historical Mary Worthington Macomb House.
Macomb.
Mm-hmm. See, you give me all the ones with the hard to pronounce names.
Sorry, I apologize.
That's okay.
Have you seen this house?
I don't think I have. Where is this?
If you travel south on Payne Street, just before the bridge, there where the Valero gas station is.
Right.
Well, it's now BP, I think. This is sitting right next to it.
Okay.
And the reason this is historic value, Mary Worthington was one of the Worthingtons from the Worthington family, and she had a livery business there. So they would come along in their canoes and things right there at Paint Creek, and they would spend the time there. I think it was like a tavern of some sort. They could either sleep there or get a meal there and then go on their merry way on the rest of Paint Creek.
They would ride their canoes through that drive-through that's right there?
The drive-through wasn't there yet.
Okay.
So, but that's the historic nature of that.
It's a float-through.
That has been, I can't remember what the year was that it was built, but it's been there since the 1800s. And I'm sure it's had many different capacities over the years, but for the last 25 to 30 years that I've known about it, it's kind of just been sitting there waiting for something to be done with it. And so the preservationists have said, we want to do something with it, and that's what they're doing with this meeting coming up on November 19th. All right, time for our road report, and out and about, State Route 56 in Pickaway County between Hitler Road. Yes, there is a Hitler Road. There's not only one, but there's two Hitler Roads in Pickaway County. And Old Tarleton Pike, which close starting Monday for 2 weeks for culvert replacement. So it already started in its closure. There is a detour of US 23 to State Route 361, over to State Route 159, to State Route 56, or reverse, depending on how you traverse State Route 56 in Pickaway County. And that would be in the southeastern portion of Pickaway County, near Logan Elm Schools. All right, coming up, Alert Sports. We'll have that for you coming up next.
But first, we want to tell you about the Skag clearance sale, which is going on right now. And the prices are so low down there, you're going to think they've lost their minds. You can choose from a wide selection of Skag Mung equipment, but you'd better hurry because once clearance inventory is gone, it's gone and the low prices with them. Do not let this opportunity pass you by. Do yourself a favor and call Hometown Motors Incorporated at 740-773-8826 for more information. Hometown Motors, your store for the great outdoors.
Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc. Minimally invasive spinal surgery got him back to what matters most. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Well, the soccer season came to a close with the state championships being announced this past weekend, and Monday I think they had the last of the soccer championship games. But now the All-Ohio information is out for you. The Ohio Scholastic Soccer Coaches Association naming their 2025 All-Ohio honors, which includes several area boys and girls players. Locals on the list include Landon Burns of Miami Trace, Grady Massey from Jackson, Unioto's Elliott Alsop. And on the girls' side, Sydney Carpenter of Jackson, Fairfield Union's Kyla Gasser, and Kaylee Morris from Bloom Carroll, as well as Westfall's Kylie Mercurio. You can see the entire All-Ohio list at littermedia.com.
Brandon Knoll recorded a double-double in Ohio State's 75-53 win over Appalachian State last night. Knoll scored 17 points and grabbed 11 rebounds as the Buckeyes improved to 3-0. The Bucks will face Notre Dame this Sunday at 12:30 p.m.
And he put that one down with some authority right there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's a shame that his arm's in the way to see his actual face, but that is Brandon Knoll right there, who you saw dunk like that at Hatton Gym here in Chillicothe. The basketball Bobcats dropped a 90-60 loss at St. Mary's last night out on the West Coast. They will travel now to Louisville this coming Saturday. And on the football side, the Bobcats came up short at Western Michigan, falling 17-14. Both teams are 6-4 on the season. The Broncos remain atop the MAC at 5-1. Ohio falls to fourth behind Miami and Buffalo at 4-2. The Bobcats will host, and you're going to enjoy going to this game.
Yeah, I am.
0-9 UMass next Tuesday night.
So I'm expecting a lot of touchdowns from Sangura.
And no running clock in college football.
No, there's not. No. I like when that clock runs, but that's all right. Jackson's Cade Wolford had a 43-yard catch for a touchdown last night in Kent State's 42-35 win over Akron in overtime, which you can see here. Look at him go.
Yes, at ease. I saw this a number of times when he was playing at Jackson, and that was the only catch he had last night, 43 yards and touchdown. At one point in this season, he was leading the nation in yards after the catch.
That's impressive.
And that just helps boost him as well. It does. 43 yards. Congratulations. They won that in overtime last night. You can see this on our Facebook page from the Kent State Golden Flashes football page. The Blue Jackets were 2-1 winners last night in a shootout over the Kraken in Seattle. They'll be back in Columbus tomorrow night with Edmonton.
And I'll let you take these ones too, because I don't want to pronounce this guy's name.
Stephen Vogt of the Cleveland Guardians won the tightly contested race in the American League Manager of the Year to make it back-to-back seasons. The guy he replaced was the guy in the picture on the left. Speaking of Terry Francona, Terry Francona was the runner-up in the National League Manager of the Year behind Milwaukee's Pat Murphy. So a lot of baseball awards still coming out, but those are the top three that you see in both the American League on the right and the National League on the left. Maybe Terry will get it next year. I'd like to see that. That means something good happened for the Reds. By the way, there's been some discussion about Hunter Green, a lot of rumors about him being traded, which would be a blockbuster trade.
Right.
But Nick Kroll, from what we're hearing, and reports out of Cincinnati today, said, off the table, not going to talk about that. We'll see. Because usually when they say things like that, then miraculously, 3 weeks later, there's this blockbuster trade of some sort.
Right.
So, yeah. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at this date in history as we will go back to 1952, 10 years before I was born. Details.
48
next.
years before I was born.
A long time.
Yeah.
That's a generation right there.
Yeah, it is.
There's a big gap.
First, though, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane, custom tank colors and wraps. Find out how a propane tank can be beautiful at litterpropane.com.
The Pike County Career and Technology Center provides hands-on, skilled trades training with engaging curriculums and endless possibilities. From automotive technology, carpentry, business management, to culinary arts and interactive media. From electricity, welding, HVAC, engineering, and medical technology, to pre-nursing, basic food service, and public safety. We're preparing our youth for America's workforce through today's technology. To learn more about Pike County CTC, visit pikectc.org.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it. Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
And coming up tomorrow, don't forget, we'll have the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. So
send in your nominations.
Yes, if you have a nomination you'd like to send to us, you can send that to littermedia@gmail.com. Why is your arm stretched over there?
Because I'm going to grab our...
Oh, the image for this date in history.
Yeah.
1954. I think I said 52, and I apologize. So that should be 1954. Quick editing. Ellis Island, the gateway of America, closes its doors after processing more than 12 million immigrants since opening in 1892. It was closed due to a drop in those coming to America. In the 1920s, they started to see a decline in those coming to America. They certainly made up for that the last 10 years. But in the 1980s, this was renovated and turned into a museum for immigration and how its impact has been made here on America. Today, tens of millions of Americans can trace their roots through Ellis Island that was closed in 1954, not 1952.
Can't even tell it was ever there.
Thank you, Mr. Hand 2, for your how do we say, your determination to make us look correct.
Of course.
Ellis Island, located there in New York Harbor off the New Jersey coast, named after the merchant Samuel Ellis, who owned the island in the 1770s. And you asked me, why not just go ahead and draw the Statue of Liberty? Well, Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island kind of go together, but Statue of Liberty is not closed. It's closed to those climbing. My brothers and sister were in the Teays Valley Cadet Band back in the 1960s. And they made a trip to New York. I think it was for the World's Fair, if I remember correctly. And so they were a band playing at the World's Fair. And that was about the time before they closed the Statue of Liberty, where it became too dangerous for you to walk up into her head. Mm-hmm. And they're I can't remember if they had pictures of them. Someone had taken pictures, I think, and they were looking out the windows in the top of her head, the Statue of Liberty. And, of course, Spider-Man, I think, is standing on her torch when in one of the movies from the Marvel universe.
Yeah, probably. I know in the first X-Men movie, they fight on top of the Statue of Liberty.
And then, of course, she walks through New York City in Ghostbusters 2, was it?
Yes.
I think, yeah. Which I thought was really cool. That was neat animation, I thought.
Yeah.
But, of course, they'd already wowed us with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in the first movie.
And Bugs Bunny did the talking Statue of Liberty.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Statue of Liberty first.
I forgot about that, too.
And baseball bugs.
How do we go from talking about immigration to Bugs Bunny?
The through line of baseball.
You think that's it, huh?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. I guess it would be a curveball.
Yes.
In that regard. Coming up tomorrow, we have a special edition of Litter Media Live, and on that special edition, we will be joined by the members that are putting on the Holiday Pops concert. This is going to be December 14th at Ohio University Chillicothe's Shoemaker Center. If you've not been to this, and I've not been able to get to it just due to the fact that I have obligations at church on the night that it is displayed. But we have Melody Knowles, who has been involved with the community choir, and she will be with us along with Scott Graham from the Chillicothe Ross Community Foundation, and the new Adina CEO, Kathy Edrington, will be with us as well. So an opportunity to learn from those folks what to expect this year at this concert. I think this is the fourth, maybe the fifth concert. Well, they'll certainly be able to answer that for us when they get here tomorrow. So you can't remember because I think when it started, you were still in college.
Probably.
You had no reason to come home. Yeah. Living the life of Riley at Indiana Wesleyan. Do you know who Riley was?
No, I don't know.
There was a TV show in the 1950s called The Life of Riley. And, yeah. Gosh, I'm starting to sound like Mike Smith. That's it for the program today. We are back at it again tomorrow with another edition here on Litter Media Live. See you then.